it is quite evident that the source of the money, emitter, is infinite, whereas money is virtual value, and the source of money is limited only by the physical representation, which is also largely a virtual, digital form. Whereas the financial emitter is infinite, and money represent access to real values, not infinite values, the financial emitter must not represent the ownership, whereas that represents total ownership. The financial emitter must not have access to real values, directly or indirectly, and this must be under highly rigorous and wide societal control, and an abuse of the financial emission needs to be very seriously punished, as far as this endangers the society and justice in aggregate. Inasmuch as the financial emitter is infinite, the content of the financial emitter is completely virtual, whereas any financial quantity in proportion to the content of the financial emitter is zero. Therefore the financial value may manifest only outside the financial emitter in the context of real economic processes, under the rigorous conditions constituted by the financial system. Inasmuch as the financial emitter is infinite, it does not have mathematical sense or meaning, which is manifestation of its total virtuality, which means that the financial emitter is cultural value without quantitative meaning. Mathematical and societal manifestations of financial emitter are the subject of the financial system, which generates the emission, absorption, credibility, stability, justice, security, and value of virtual financial medium. Financial emitter, financial system and financial medium are inseparable realities. The financial system is cultural value. Economic value is the ownership of financial medium, thus the financial quantity in the form of ownership. Ownership is the fundamental economic value, not a financial medium. Skills, knowledge and abilities are the real ownership. Ownership of financial medium is potential ownership, seeing that the financial medium is virtual value. Annihilation of ownership of skills, knowledge and abilities is slavery. Total ownership is empire. The argument that the money is the blood of the economy is completely erroneous and misleading, and is just another ideological indoctrination. Economic exchange is essentially independent of money and the ownership is the fundamental economic value. Blood circulations are balanced systems, in which the blood does not lose the balance of the volume adapts the growth of the organism, the blood is distributed to all evolutionary dependent components of the organism in a balanced manner, and it does not lose its stable functionality, despite external influences. The Western financial system does not meet even one of these properties. In terms of a flow of the fluid, the current financial system is essentially unstable and self-destructive, in particular as a result of the interest accumulation in the volume of the liquid, which is multiplied by the completely wrong basic distribution of the fluid, distribution blocking. And also due to the fact that the financial fluid, especially in highly virtual environment of financial enterprises, stimulates the growth of financial enterprises without restriction, leading to the local accumulation of the fluid, of the potential ownership. Instead, to allow all the necessary functions of societal organism, evolutionary dependent on financial medium, not just economic. The purpose and function of the blood is supply, not the growth stimulation. Unlimited local growth is a malignancy. One of the forms of treatment of malignant tumors is the restriction of blood supply. The opposite may have deadly impact. Real economic process is a fundamental societal necessity. The body politic is not just economic article, because it bears a substantial societal, social and cultural role, as well as other non-economic tasks, without which a stable real economic process in advanced specialized society is not possible. Currently the role of the body politic is reduced to a work service, representing the overall degeneration of society, and leading to competition between work services by reducing the price of work, to the economic capacity migration, and unemployment. These facts do not represent any political affinity, but the basic and undeniable reality. Private ownership of the financial emitter and accounting emission of the money by banks are the greatest deceptions in history. Many are indoctrinated by the idea that there is no other better system than capitalism, and manipulated to the tolerance of substantial injustice and parasitism, and they don't see that the capitalistic free market is an illusion, totally manipulated. Capitalism is not a free market. Free market is not capitalism. Capitalism is not a societal system, but the financial system, whose purpose is totalitarian domination. Free market is natural form of economic exchange, essentially independent of any financial system or financial medium. Democracy is the political system that doesn't have anything common with capitalism. It is quite easy to understand that the aggregate of societal system is the synergy of the subsystems based on the explicit general societal principles, of which currently some operate continuously, without problems, for the benefit of society, and some permanently seriously fail and create a permanent conflict in society, which, moreover, is increasing. The Western financial system is one of the most inconsistent and invalid, causing wide and serious economic parasitism, worldwide problems and conflicts, for generations. The quality of the financial system has crucial and wide societal impact. Correct and consistent economic principles represent stable passive management without centralization. The correct center is correct principles, not correct subjects. The correct subject is the one carrying the correct principles. Therefore the correct principles are superordinate. Correct principles are the cultural heritage. Correct principles evolve as an integral part of culture, together with the culture, and they co-determine the evolution of a culture, in synergistic relationship, whereas culture is dependent on the environment and generates the environment. The necessity of qualitative change of economic and financial principles is evident. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is free. We are anonymous. We are legion. We do not forgive. We do not forget. Expect us.